Hear that report? We are recording. All right. Welcome, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Just drop an emoji in the chat. Let us know that that works. Let us know where you are. How you feeling about crypto today? We're going to get started in less than a minute. The Zoom rooms fill up really quick. Oh, wow, some great numbers today. So when Scott gets going, I'll be manning the chat best I can for any questions. But other than that, we're just going to give our full attention to Scott. So with that said, I'm going to stop sharing screen and hand over. Oh, sorry, I wasn't even sharing the screen. So there we go. I'll now stop sharing and hand over to you, Scott.
All right. Looks like, is everyone here? Are we stabilized in participants?
We are good to go.
All right, so it looks like everyone's here. Let's get started. Thank you for showing up today. I'm Scott Phillips, and I'm here to show you the next $1 trillion coin that's going to pay for your retirement, which could happen as soon as the next 12 months. Now, this coin is going to be the new Ethereum of this cycle, and you're still really, really early because it's currently trading at like 1/100th of its true value. And I've got $1 million of my own money bet on this token. It's the next Ethereum, honestly. And I'm running this presentation for anyone who's stuck in a 9-to-5 and wants to get out using crypto as a rapid wealth building vehicle. I'm running for anyone who's worried they're going to have to go back to work when they should have retired. In other words, if you're looking to retire, if you're looking to grow your retirement account fast, this is for anyone who's looking for a coin they can bet small on, but still win big on multiples. And anyone who's new to crypto and wants to find a simple method to finding the biggest winning coins. Now, in the last 12 months alone, I've turned 5K side account, which was a little bit of a joke when we started, but we turned it into 1.3 million last year with crypto. Did it all publicly on public wallets, but 90% of that came from these 3 trades. And I think I can show you a thing or two that's going to shortcut your success in crypto. And that's what this presentation is all about. I'm also going to show you a little crypto loophole that's given me a 48x return on my portfolio. And this loophole has never lost me money in the last 6 years, even during the awful, horrible, no good, terrible bear markets. It's a 4,800% return. The loophole is still open, which means you can get in on this too. But before I get into the $1 trillion ticker, I'm going to be asking you to spend a little bit of time with me. So those of you who don't know me, let me introduce myself. I'm Scott Phillips. I'm an Aussie, you can tell from my accent. This is the banks of the Noosa River, which is my home base in Australia, but I live in Phuket, Thailand. I've been a professional trader for 20 years. I came from the TradFi markets. I studied under real billionaire traders like Ed Sikota. I transferred those trading skills to crypto. I bought Bitcoin at $4, but I tragically sold it at $23. But as you heard earlier, I made 1.3 million in crypto last 12 months, starting with just 5,000. And I'm also sitting comfy with around 5.5 million. I don't know what those are taking. It's a bit more than that in my retirement portfolio. And most of these profits I've made in the last 5 years. But the thing is, I started with 0 advantages, but investing as a newbie, just like you. In fact, I started with a huge disadvantage because my journey to wealth actually began after doing some incredibly stupid things, ended up broke in middle age and in debt. And at age 31, I was worth negative money. So today I'm just a regular guy living in Thailand with my beautiful wife and daughter, and we're building our dream house. And it's just that I've been doing this long enough to show how to shortcut the wealth building process. This is the house that we're currently building. It's on a beautiful beachfront block of land. It's just a cabin, really, but it's on one of the nicest blocks of land I've ever seen in Thailand. And we had the pole driving ceremony yesterday, and I did all that with money I made out of crypto last year. Now I'm going to show you the shortcut to turn a small grub stake of a few $1,000s into more than enough to retire on. I'm talking at least a few $1 million, and I know that's a big promise, but if a regular Aussie bloke like me, who started his journey completely from negative and with no experience in investing or trading, if I can become a real millionaire from this, so can you. And I'm going to show you the exact system that's made $10 million in profits last year as well. And this isn't some kind of bait and switch marketing thing where you have to pay or you get nothing. This is something you can use today. So let's get into it, starting with the secret ticker that I'm betting $1 million of my own money in. The next Ethereum is hyperliquid, guys. It's an undiscovered gem. It's trading at around 7 billion in market cap. It's got an easy 10x potential in the next few months, and it's got 100x, 50 to 100x in the next year or so. Most crypto protocols are money losing, and they're propped up by VC money. Hyperliquid, they bootstrapped it with no outside money because it's enormously profitable. It's on track to do over $1 billion in revenue in 2025. Meaning this isn't some vaporware VC-backed, bullshit token. It's not an Aptos. It's not an AVAX. It's a real business that's extremely profitable. But instead of stocks, it issues crypto tokens. I'll show you how owning the tokens actually entitles you to something that looks a lot like dividends. This new crypto protocol is called Hyperliquid, or HYPE is the ticker. On the surface, it looks like a successful crypto exchange. One doing $22 billion in volume every day, the open interest of $4.7 billion compared to Binance today at $19 billion. It was a 24-hour protocol revenue of $9.5 million today. On the surface, it looks like just a wildly successful crypto exchange, but it's actually a stealth layer one. And you'll see in a minute. And this is why it's going to be the next $1 trillion coin. It's already 10x from its launch price. We can see launch price of $2. It's $27 today. It's still 90% undervalued. So anyone who knows anything about crypto knows that layer ones end up with the highest market cap and the highest price. Now, because all this data is faked and can't be, and it's on chain and can't be faked. Let's go and look at some of the data here. So all of our top coins in crypto are layer one coins. Every single one of them. Bitcoin is a layer one, Ethereum's a layer one, XRP is a layer one, well, Tether's a stable coin, BNB and Solana. In other words, building a successful layer one is a pathway to massive scale in crypto. And Hyperliquid is going to be the next big layer one. The decentralized exchange is one of the hundreds of financial apps, including my own financial app, built on top of the Hyperliquid layer one. The good news is you're still early. So let's have a look at some stats. So these are all loaded off the blockchain, and you can see them yourself in stats.hyperliquid.xyz. So these are pulled off the blockchain. There's no way they can be lied. So you can see that for the last year, we've had steady growth. When they released their own coin, they went into exponential growth, which wasn't like a one and done. We've seen extreme intakes into this. Our open interest on the coins, the amount of people gambling on things, is right up here near an all-time high. You can see this is going exponential. Binance is currently 19 million. We're at a peak of 4.4 billion. The inflows, you can see money is flowing right into this exchange. They've had a $2.21 billion inflow. And the cumulative new users is hockey sticking. What it means is that every day we're getting 2,000 to 3,000 brand new users onboarding to this exchange, and those users are sticking around and trading. You can see this from the number of trades they're making. The good news about this is that you're still early. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, it's hard to get a 10x on those. Definitely possible if we get a big bull market. But Hyperliquid is an easy 10x. It's potentially 100x from here. If we get a bull market, Ethereum market cap should 5x from here. And Hyperliquid is better technology. It's got faster growth. The metrics are looking so solid. This is the coin. So why is it growing so quickly? And why is it going to explode in the next 12 months? Well, for starters, this whole thing has been built by 5 of the most hardcore developers the world's ever seen. Now, all of these are ex-tier 1 high-frequency trader firm traders who are the best traders in the world and the best programmers in the world, because you have to be winning maths competitions in China at age 12 to even get an interview at these kind of places. So the head guy Jeff Yan, El Jefe, he's a mate of mine. He's ex-Harvard, ex-Google, ex-Hudson River trading HFT trader. This is the hardest job in finance to get. And they took no VC or investor money. And what that means is that there's no insiders to dump later. When Solana went from $1 to $250, all the All-In podcast crowd, the VCs who'd invested in it, they dumped on retail. So there's no insiders to dump. They've shared ownership incredibly generous with the users of the product, and I'm one of the users of the product. And Jeff understands, because he's from a high-frequency trading background, that what makes an exchange good isn't how good it looks or how fast it is. It's how much money you can make trading it. And traders like me, we look for one thing. We look for liquidity. We look for how much can I trade? How fast can I trade? More liquidity is easier trading, and they've really incentivized bringing liquidity to their platform. And that's been the secret sauce. And so how do they do this? Well, most exchanges keep what's called trader liquidations. When people get over leveraged and liquidate their account, most exchanges keep that for themselves, because those people are trading at bad prices. If you don't get a say in when you're getting sold out of your positions, you're trading almost by definition at a bad price. But in hyperliquid, they share that with the community through in a vault called their hyperliquidity provider, the HLP, where depositors get a cut of all the liquidations that happen on the hyperliquid exchange. And you can see that every time something crypto market takes a dump and a bunch of traders get liquidated, this all goes to people contributing to the hyperliquid protocol, the hyperliquid vault. Basically, leverage trading is a huge part of crypto, but leverage traders often blow up and get liquidated. And this is how every single crypto exchange makes their money. Other crypto exchanges keep it for themselves. Hyperliquid shares it with their users. In a centralized exchange, they take all the liquidation profits. But Hyperliquid is giving the revenue to anyone who takes part of their HLP vault. So a vault is where you deposit USDC, you deposit a stable coin, and in exchange you get part of the liquidation fees and part of the market making fees. Now let me show you that. So you go to vaults, and from the Hyperliquid exchange, which is app.hyperliquid.xyz, you can see the Hyperliquidity provider. It pays 23% a year, and there's 400 million in it. But the equity curve is steady and smooth. If we look at the vault performance, its largest drawdown is 5.68%. So it's a 22% return with a maximum 5.68% drawdown over the last 30 days. What did it look like? Just this sort of steady, smooth march up. When people get liquidated, they make a lot of money. So it's this sort of ideal trade where you make money nearly every day. And people love making money nearly every day. It's the opposite of what I do, actually. Now, Hyperliquid says no to this Binance, Bybit, Coinbase scams. Now, normally to list a coin, your founders, they're forced to give 1 to 2% of supply to centralized exchanges for market making fees. Jeff refuses to do that. He's just said no to the scam. So Binance and Bybit, they're forced to buy hype in the marketplace like everyone else. And this drives the price up since there's always a buyer. Now, you can stake your hype. Now, you can stake your hype on platform. You just go to staking, and you can see I'm staked. I've got 38,000 hype, which is currently $27. You work that out, that's a bit over $1 million. I have it staked, and what do I get for that? I get 3% a year paid in hype. I get to be eligible for the season 2 hype airdrop, which is probably going to be more generous than the first one. So I'll probably get another, no one knows yet, but between $100,000 and $300,000 off this next airdrop, which is why and there's other airdrops as well that it makes you eligible for, which is why I'm still staking. Now, the community and the value of this coin is so strong that the rest of the crypto market has crashed in the last few weeks. You can see the price here. Let's look at the price. So let's look. While the rest of the crypto market crashed, it held steady, and crypto market has stopped crashing. It's gone up from $19 to $27, and this is going in a straight shot to $100. Right. And the chart tells the story. No one's dumping because there's no VCs or insiders. And anyone who knows anything about Hyperliquid is quietly accumulating as much as possible for it before people figure out that it's a layer one. It's on track to become bigger than Coinbase within 4 months and bigger than Binance inside a year. So you remember how FTX came from nowhere and then all of a sudden it was everywhere. It was on stadiums. It was the biggest exchange. It's going to do the same thing. It's going to come from nowhere and dominate global crypto markets. But because this whole thing is on chain, it's DeFi. It's not centralized exchange. There's no way that they can pull a Sam Bankman-Fried and steal the money. There's no possibility of anyone lying. But the thing very few people have caught on to is that it's also led by a world-class, like a Zuckerberg, like a Musk-level founder. And my hedge fund buddies know the guy in person, Jeff. And he's a world-class engineer, but he's a strategic thinker on a Zucker or Bezos level. And he has that unique background in that he's both an engineer and a world-class quantitative trader. He was already one of the top market makers before he started building Hyperliquid. So with the cash, he didn't need to take any VC money. It was all bootstrapped by these 5 guys. They just got into a room and built this thing. It's amazing. Now, Jeff actually reached out to me personally in 2023 when he saw that I was a big user. And this is a good sign in tech founders. This is my personal messages with him. We know from Silicon Valley that startups are essentially a bet on the founders. And the guy was like, just reaching out, curious what you like, what you think, what can I do better? This is a very good sign for me. So if you want to get rich making, 100x or more or 1000x instruments, you got to think like a venture capitalist. And the VC playbook has always been to bet on founders. And the actual phrase my hedge fund buddy Corey used is that Jeff is who Sam Bankman-Fried was pretending to be. So they've established a thriving ecosystem of coins running on their own layer one so far, including a meme coin maker like Pump Fun. And they're rapidly taking market share from competitors. And why are they taking market share from competitors? Well, 2 reasons. Firstly, the exchange is really, really quick to list everything. First with the Trump listing, next with the Melania listing. They're first with everything. Yesterday, there was this big scam coin launch called Jelly, and they listed it within like a couple of hours. So let me show you the login process. If you've ever logged into, so let's log out. So if you've ever logged into Coinbase, they send you an email. You have to get the authenticator thing on your phone. They send you an email back. You have to copy and paste in all these codes. It's such a massive ball ache. So with me, I have a hardware wallet connected to my MetaMask, and I just click connect, and I'm connected. 1 click, I connect. So it takes away such a massive ball ache of crypto trading. I don't have to do all that faff. When I see a trade and I want to make it, I'm just 1 click away from making the trade. And so far, they've been perfectly ethical, even at their own expense. And talking about being ethical is always kind of bullshit, but Jeff and his team, they've signaled ethics through the business decisions they've made. And what I mean by that is by having no insiders, no VCs with huge token allocations ready to dump on you, by being overly generous with the airdrop that they shared with real users. None of the trading fees even go to the dev team. It's all on chain too, meaning all the data is public. No one can do anything shady because it's all public knowledge and people call them out straight away. Now, Ethereum, which is failing, is at 500 million. Hype is at 7 billion. The next Ethereum is Hyperliquid, and it's easy to see 100x from here. Whereas Ethereum's losing all of its diehard fans because the Ethereum Foundation is going woke, singing stupid songs and doing unicorn fart bullshit and having DEI stuff. It just doesn't work. They're going to fail. Where do you think all that Ethereum money is going to go? It's not going to go to Solana. Solana's a great coin. I love it. I use it every day, but it's only good for meme coin exchanges. It's not a serious piece of tech. It's not going to go to any of the dinosaurs like Tron, Base, and ADA. They're all littered with VCs and insiders. All that money is going to flow to Hyperliquid because that is the only logical place for it to go. It offers the lowest fees, the fastest transaction times, which is important for the whales. Most importantly, many of the successful devs are migrating to hyperliquid because we want to build on an ecosystem that's growing fast. That's my rationale for building my own coin on hyperliquid. The rising tide floats all boats. So you can put anywhere from 1K to 10K into hype, come back in 12 months for an easy 10X. You could wait a little longer for it to establish itself as a layer one. That's a home run 100X on your investment. That's why I bet $1 million of my own money on the hyperliquid ecosystem. It's not going to. If we see hype with the market cap of ETH, hey baby, you doing, little girl? Everyone meet my little girl. You want to show it to everyone? This is Molly. She's getting ready for school with her little Labrador, Dashi. Okay. Hey, baby, grab some money, please.
Dashing?
You can keep dashing. See, baby. Sorry about that, guys. That's the upside. What's the catch? What's the catch? There's always got to be a catch, right? So let's be real here. So there's coins like hype, and you can get big wins on them. But you know there's an inherent risk in betting it all on one coin. I mean, there's way less risk on hype than a normal coin because there's no VCs to dump on you, no insiders, the devs don't get paid out from the fees. But any rational investor knows you shouldn't be putting your eggs in one basket. And I'm a born risk taker, but I spread my bets. And while I'm personally betting big on the hyperliquid coin, even I wouldn't bet the entire farm on this. And I wouldn't be able to sleep at night if I let you leave here thinking that you should either. So let me ask you a question. What if you could, on top of hype, you could catch every booming coin this cycle? Every new hype, every new SUI, every new Trump that comes out in the future, and just ride them to the beach. Systematically, with absolutely no luck involved. What I'm about to show you is a perfect fit for anyone who wants to take advantage of the massive upside in crypto, but doesn't have the time to trade actively because you've already got a day job, a family to take care of. And it's also great for anyone who doesn't want to take on a whole lot of risk. If your retirement isn't too far away, you can't be betting your whole retirement stack on one coin that might or might not come off. That's not sensible. If you've fallen behind saving retirement, or if you're late to this crypto bull market, perhaps if you're coming in after the Trump election, you still have time, but you're way behind. You have to act fast. So I'm going to show you the fastest, lowest risk way to build your nest egg safely in crypto. To start with, what I'm about to show you is printed a 4,815% cumulative return since 2019, which is a whopping 48x on your portfolio. For context, in 2019, you could have bought NVIDIA stock for $6, and that would have given you a 25x today compared to the 48x on this. Yes, this beat what most consider the best tech stock of the last 5 years, nearly doubling the performance of NVIDIA. And what's amazing is that this system made a 48x over both the bull and the bear markets. Let's look at the bear market for crypto. Well, it really started here, but it went into overdrive here. This was when the Three Arrows Capital happened, and this bit was when Sam Bankman-Fried stole everyone's money. And you can see that the yellow line is Bitcoin and Ethereum, and the blue line is our system, and our system just kept going up in the bear market. So even by the end of the bear market, you were way up. The blue line, which is the system that I'm about to show you, it makes money every year. And no single person has lost money doing this for any length of time in the last 4 years. We've been cashing out 48x profits since inception. Now I'm going to show you how we did it so you can do it too. Now, in all honesty, if you've tried your hand at trading, it's really hard. Active trading. You probably realize that the game is rigged, rewarding the whales, the insiders, the cabals, and you need to emotionally be very, very strong, which I am. You need to have 12 hours a day to trade, which I do, but I go nuts after a couple of months of doing it. And you need to be part of the insider group because that's where all the alpha is shared. Like it's mostly in these, especially in the small crypto coins, it's not what you know, but who you know. And you need all of that just to have a sliver of a chance of winning. Instead, I'm going to show you the best way to make reliable passive income from crypto without needing to be an active trader, without spending any time trading, without needing to be part of any insider group. Really, for the average investor, this system is literally your best option for taking advantage of this crypto bull run. So I'm going to show you how you can turn a modest stake of a few $1,000s into enough to retire comfortably. I know that's a big promise, but it's only possible because of crypto. So if you've been screwed over before, whether that's just the economy, the government, a divorce, anything else in your life, just know this may be your last easy shot at filling your pockets from the riches that are flowing out of the crypto market. Let me show you some of the coins we've caught in the last few weeks. All right. So in the last few weeks, let's look at right coin. You just stop sharing and I'll load up my account. Okay. So this is a long-standing account, started off with $45,000, and you can see that it goes fairly slowly and jumps, and over time, it's grown. Stopped it for a little bit here. Stopped it when it was 158, started again at 156, lost a little bit of money. It's been as high as $45,000 has been as high as 222, and it's been as low as 160. It's about a 23% drawdown. Our biggest position right now is XMR. Let's look at some of these long positions. I'll show you how we caught them. So this is all fully automated. So let's look at our biggest positions first. Okay. So let's look at Bitcoin. It's probably easier to understand. See this line down here? This is our forecast. When the forecast is positive, we're betting that the coin goes up. When the forecast is negative, we're betting that the coin goes down. Those forecasts are created from a weighted average of all of our forecasts. We have like 36 different trend following algorithms. So let's take a look at what's going on here. So here, the market started going up and we started buying it. And every one of these little green arrows is us buying a little bit more, buying a little bit more. If it starts to go down, we trim a little bit and then we buy a little bit more. So we've been buying and selling every day, but mostly holding a long position. As it went sideways, we gradually sold out of our position and went back to flat. And in the last couple of days, we've been accumulating a big position again. That's how it works. Let me show you how that works. All right. So these are all the coins that we follow. Everything changed when Donald Trump got elected, right? The market was looking pretty shady until then, and he got elected November 6th. So these are all the coins since November 6th. Bitcoin is the dark blue line. You see, we have a clear winner. It's XRP, which is a terrible, 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 no good shitcoin that I would never invest in on my own. Now, the thing that I want you to notice is that XRP won the race so far, but you can see very early on how it was outperforming its peers. And this is what we look for. We look for what's called relative strength. We look for a coin that is outperforming the other coins will probably continue to outperform. Like our second coin here, ADA, started off outperforming the other coins. And you can see right from the start, this pink line outperformed all the other coins, continued. The next, also true with Ondo and Link. So this is a very reliable way to predict which coins are gonna make it. So let's look at, where are we here? Okay, so in the first half of 2021, from January through May, We had an incredible bull market in 2021. Everyone remembers it. And the winner of that first stage was Solana. It went from like $1 to $100. This is this blue line here. Now, if we trace it back to when things started, you can see Solana was outperforming everything right from the start. By February, Solana was clearly in the lead, and it ended up winning the race. And this was the same with BNB, which came second, was winning the race early. And Runes winning the race early and ended up in third place. We also had the second part of the blow off top in the bull market, which started around the end of July 2021, and it ended mid-December. Now, in that period, there were some standout coins. The standout coins were NEAR, AVAX, Bitcoin. If we look at NEAR, you can see clearly that it was outperforming its peers early, which gives us a statistical probability of it being the winner at the end of the day. And in fact, you can see that all the coins that outperformed early, like this yellow one, Atom, ended up doing pretty well. AVAX outperformed others early, ended up in second place. So this is how I do it. That's how I do it. If you've been screwed over before, whether that's by the economy, the government, divorce, anything else in your life, just know, we're doing this by using an algorithm based on the most successful trading systems in the history of finance. We're not looking at the fundamentals. I don't care what the coin does. We're not even looking at the use cases. We don't even care what the coin does. What we're doing is using the same trading algorithms built by billion-dollar Wall Street funds. And I'm talking about firms like Dunn Capital. They've beaten the S&P 500 by 5x over the last 50 years. And Mulvaney Capital is the guys I have my retirement accounts with. This gray line is the S&P 500. This blue line is my retirement accounts with me. They made me $2 million in 2 months last year, which I pulled out and built my dream house with. I mean, it's amazing how well this works. This guy, Cliff Asmus, he made himself a billionaire using exactly the same algorithmic systems I'm about to show you. Now, we've taken these same Wall Street algorithms, we've applied them to crypto, and we did it by hiring the same guys who made these systems, the Wall Street quant traders, the kind of guys that get paid 7-figure starting salaries on Wall Street. I've recruited them to build this same system for us in crypto. This is why everyone who's used this system has doubled their money. Nobody's ever lost money doing this, no exceptions. It made $10 million profit in the last 12 months with better risk-adjusted returns than George Soros and Ray Dalio put together, and that's not you can see these are the 2024, 2023 returns for the biggest hedge funds on earth, and we've beaten them all. We've literally beaten them all. And it's providing absolute returns for US customers, profits that are paid out in US dollars, not in some magic bean token. As good as the early days of crypto, we're doing 93% a year. And a quick update, I've had one of the biggest Saudi crypto whales who does like 5 to 10% of daily Binance volume interested in this. And I gave them our back-end numbers over the last 5 years. Their analysts have found that if you put in just $7 grand into this system when you started, you'd have 336,000 in your portfolio today. With something like this, a multi-million-dollar portfolio is just around the corner. Now, in the past, advanced trading secrets like this have always been reserved for the 1%, the ultra-wealthy. But the original crypto ethos has always been about shifting the power away from the wealthy few and leveling the playing field so that anyone with the drive and determination can build wealth for themselves. That's why for the first time ever, regular people like me are using this to rapidly accumulate wealth. My father uses it to bolster his retirement fund. My toddler, even though she doesn't know it yet, uses it because I've set a wallet up in her name. So even a baby can do it. Now, every single person in our company uses it because they all love that they can get the upside on having exposure to all of crypto's strongest coins without the nasty drawdowns. And you don't have to sit through these big 80% drawdowns like you might have to with Bitcoin. So you don't have to wait to sell for it to come good again. So let me show you the system. It's called FinRev. It's a fully hands-off, completely algorithmic trading system. It's built using the same type of trades used on Wall Street, built by Wall Street traders. So let me show you how it's doubled the money of everyone who used it last year. Actually, we made 10 million in profits just over the last 12 months alone. And you can see we started off, roughly 5 and ended up, it actually made $9 million in 2024. Okay, so I'm sure by now you're dying to hear how this works. So I've shown you the results it's gotten us, but what exactly is it? How does it work? Well, the AI software underlying FinRev is built on top of a Wall Street hedge fund strategy called time series momentum, sometimes called trend following. Trend following is a simple idea, and it's the secret sauce. It's the simple idea that once the price on a coin starts going up, its momentum will keep it going. So a body in motion stays in motion. And although it's a simple idea, this rule has been printing money on almost every Wall Street algorithmic hedge fund for the past 60 years. And we can go back to the old school. Like the old school, the first human city was in in ancient Sumeria, modern day Iraq. We dug up this city out of the desert. It's 5,000 years old. And before they used money, before they used gold and silver and copper coins, they used barley as money. And they wrote the barley prices on these clay cuneiform tablets, and they dug them up. They dug up a time series on prices on barley, and we can apply our own trend following algorithms on these prices. Our algo works just as well today as it did 5,000 years ago. And the very first derivatives markets, the first futures markets, happened in the 16th century Japan. Japanese rice markets were the very first derivatives markets. They knew all about trend following systems back then, and we actually use part of some of the Japanese algorithms in our systems that work just as well today. See, it would have worked back then. It's still printing profits for the biggest Wall Street hedge funds. It's also spitting out like a cash machine for us in crypto too. So see, unless you're in the Wall Street trading world, you probably didn't know that algorithmic trading is now a solved problem. I mean, what that means is if you know the trading algorithms, like trend following, you're basically guaranteed to make money as long as you execute correctly. And this is how hedge funds like Renaissance Technology, which is the most successful quant fund ever to do it, they've generated 66% returns for the last 30 years. For context, many consider Buffett around the best of all time. He's done 10.4% a year. In other words, algorithmic hedge funds make just more money than just about any investment method in the world. But you've never heard about it because the 0.1% wealthy people would rather keep it that way. Those wealth building advantages allow the rich to continue getting richer in secret, quietly, away from public eyes. And guess what? Even if you wanted to, you can't invest in funds like Rentec. They're not open to the public anymore, so you couldn't get these kind of returns. And it's impossible to do on your own. I know you need an army of professional traders to execute hundreds of these trend trades every day. But that's why I built FinRev. I built FinRev to level the playing field, allow anyone to take part in the riches that flow out of the markets every year. We've developed the same trend following algorithms we've applied to the crypto markets, and I've hired the best of the best Wall Street traders. Our best guy is an ex-BlackRock trader to build this system for me. The way it catches all of these winning crypto coins is by scanning the blockchain 24/7, applying the trend following algorithm to find the best trades. And it's a mathematical algorithm that picks the winning coins moving with the highest trend effects. And it just goes long or short, depending on whether the trend is going up or down. Just so you understand how it works, let me get nerdy and dirty for a minute and show you what's under the hood. All right. So the first thing you see is your equity curve. Market value of your account. This is the amount you've put in less the amount you've taken out. You can withdraw any amount at any time. You don't have to ask permission. You don't have to email support. You just take that money out of your account and the system keeps going. The next thing that you see is the top 10 long positions and the top 10 short positions. And you can see here today we're slightly biased long to short because the market's been going down lately. The next thing we can look is our positions. And we can see a chart for any position, but we can sort them by either longs or shorts. So here you can see we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 longs and mostly shorts after that. So what are we long? We're long TRX, SKL, Ondo, Tau, Solana, Bitcoin Dominance, Stellar Lumens, Litecoin, XRP, Link, Bitcoin, and Sushi. So we're long a bunch of dinosaur coins, mostly, and new hot coins. And if we look at the notional value, our biggest position is a short in Storage. Second biggest long, Stellar Lumens. Bitcoin Dominance, eGold, we're short. Let's have a look at eGold. So remember, this is our forecast. If it goes below here, we're betting that it goes down. And we started betting that it would go down here. And here we are. The price is lower. Our bet that it would go down has been successful. Let's look at another short. Storage is our biggest short selling position. We started betting that it would go down here. It went down and then it wasn't really working, so we exited. Started to go long, wasn't really working, so we exited. And then it started to go down, and we bet from here that it was going to go down. And you can see as it goes further down, we're betting more and more that it goes in favor, that we're in profit. But it's starting to go up a little bit, so we're just trimming our position. Does everyone get how that works? Doesn't turn on a dime, doesn't make like super fast decisions. And if any of this went over your head, that's totally fine. I just wanted to show you all the details under the hood so you get to see what you get. You see that algorithmic trading has been solved. I want you to know this is how we provided that 4,815% return since inception, how we've never had a losing year, even during the bear markets. Now, if you didn't understand any of that, that's okay. I still wanted to show you all the details under the hood so you understand that this stuff is fully transparent and this is how it's never had a losing year. Like even while crypto's in the big getting fucked business here, you're just steadily grinding and grinding higher. Yeah, I had a slide in there that shouldn't have been in there. Second, guys. There we go. You can see that. So the yellow line is Bitcoin and Ethereum added together, which is what most people hold. And Bitcoin and Ethereum, you have these huge drawdowns. But and the blue line is our system, and unlike Bitcoin and Ethereum, you're never really stuck in a position. You're never like down here saying, oh, I bought Bitcoin at 69 and now it's 16. I got to wait to get my money back. The steady growth, the minimal drawdowns mean you can cash out whenever you want. And even though hype is going to be $1 trillion coin, you still have to endure the peaks and troughs. Like with hyperliquid, you can expect big swings, big emotions. It's a fast-moving horse. You would expect it to buck. So if you're worried you won't have the mental fortitude to grind out the emotional roller coaster of holding on to a single coin, and that can get pretty serious. Well, with FinRev, you don't have to go through any of that, because when markets are going down, the trend effects just shift the other way, and FinRev profits from shorts on the way down. And you can see this really clearly. You know, the last week has been terrible for crypto, but was it a week ago he was at 158, now he's at 159. So he didn't make much money, but he also didn't lose anything while everyone else was down. Like most altcoins were down 50% over the last week. This is a very big deal. You know, let me show you that again, because it's such a big deal. The last week, 22, what are we, 31st? Well, the last 2 weeks, he was at 157. The last 2 weeks of most crypto things. Let's have a look. Pick a coin like AVAX. That's 2 weeks haven't been nice. You know, down 16%, at one point down 23%. If you look at smaller coins like, say, BSV, you know, down 22%. Like, if you pick the wrong coin, it can really, really hurt your portfolio. But when the markets turn down, FinRev just starts taking more shorts. So it profits from shorts on the way down. Now, all this is happening on the background. You don't have to have, you have no decisions to make. You don't press any buttons while you get on with your life. And this looks like a very, very big number. But if we look at it per year, it's actually really 93% a year. And what we know about compounding is that compounding does all the real work. So at 100% per year after year 5, you've turned 10 grand into 380,000, but that's not the point. The point is you've got proof that it works. You've probably got enough evidence that you can stick with the system. And you're just a couple of turns around the bend of an 8-figure retirement income. So when you're doubling your money every year, it's a guaranteed no luck needed way to lock in your status as a crypto millionaire. Doesn't happen in 1 year. It happens in 5 or 10 though, which is more sensible because it raises the probability of it actually happening. And sure, put some money into hype. It's definitely going to be big and it's a good bet. But if you want the surefire, no randomness, no shitty drawdowns, no needing to hit a single home run coin, FinRev is the answer. So every single person who's used FinRev has made money. Everybody has won, no exceptions, gets you in on every big coin, and you're better off buying the big single coins like Bitcoin or Ethereum. And what I want you to know is if you can manage to keep your hands off that steering wheel, just don't touch it. You're going to be rich in 5 or 10 years, no matter how small a grub stake you start with. You're never stuck in a drawdown. And this, you can see that the blue is our system. It's never had a losing year. And you still have to endure the peaks and troughs, but it's not that bad. So if you'd put 10K into FinRev Platinum 5 years ago, you'd literally have a $4.7 million portfolio. In comparison, the S&P 500 would have gotten you a measly 20K portfolio in 5 years. So what if you could reach that freedom number twice as fast? What would that do for your life? It means you're retired earlier when you still have the energy and health to enjoy your hobbies. You can travel the world. You can do whatever it is that you want to do. And while having FinRev double your portfolio every year with 93% returns, that's amazing. You can use FinRev Platinum and crank the volatility target up, and we can generate up to 243% a year, actually higher. And if you compare the growth of 100% per year versus 200% per year, here's what that looks like. You can see if you start off with $10,000 in the red and the blue, in year 1, we're at 20,000 compared to 30,000, but by year 2, we're at 40 compared to 90, and then 3, we're at 80 compared to 170, and the red one is streaking away. Now, the returns, the system I've been showing you, it's generating 93% returns per year. It's a tier of FinRev called FinRev Gold. It's the one that I personally use. I like it. It's got some big advantages over everything else on the market. It's extremely robust and extremely low risk. The 243% per year system is our flagship. It's the highest tier we have available. It's called FinRev Platinum. It's generated 243% annually at a Sharpe ratio of 2.1, which is beating almost every Wall Street hedge fund out there. The greatest ever to do it was Renaissance Technology, and they are also 2.1 before fees, and they charge 30% fees, so they're 1.9 after fees. But they've done it for a long time, so I'm not saying them as good as them. Hopefully, you're seeing how FinRev can get you to a multi-million-dollar portfolio in a few short years. And the way that we've done that, achieving 243% return at a Sharpe ratio of 2.15, is by blending more trading algorithms into the one system. We haven't tried to build a super system. We've just mashed 3 trading systems together. So instead of just trend following, we're using a second Wall Street solved algorithm called carry trading and another one called basis trading. Basis trading is the yin to trend following's yang. Our quant guys have spent thousands of hours to develop this blended strategy. We've proven in the real world that these 2 strategies work perfectly in union. And like trend following, basis trading is not new. It's not radical. It's something that every single billionaire you've heard of, including the Wall Street hedge funds, has a big chunk of their net worth. But what is unique is how FinRev executes it in the crypto markets. So most people already know they can make money from the crypto markets picking the right coins. And this is essentially what the trend following algorithm does. It's an algo that picks the strongest coins. But you can make guaranteed money by collecting interest fees from the traders themselves. And you end up making a ton of extra money. And if you thought that turning a $7,000 portfolio into $336,000 in 5 years of FinRev Gold was crazy, FinRev Platinum will turn that 7K into 3.3 million in the same time frame. Now, it's a situation unique to crypto. It makes these insane returns when we have a strong desire for leverage. This is the fundamental basis behind it. So at any crypto exchange, whether it's Binance, Bybit, KuCoin, Kraken, when the trading happens, when a person wants to take a long or short position on a crypto coin, they have to pay something called a funding rate, which essentially is interest rates. Either the longs pay the shorts or the shorts pay the longs. And this is because of a difference between the spot price and the futures price. And don't worry if this is going over your head. So in very simplified terms, basis trading is about collecting interest from traders who want leverage in the crypto market. So we provide liquidity to traders who want leverage, and we get paid interest, the same way a bank collects interest. As long as you're collecting interest, the profits are guaranteed as long as you execute the basis trading algorithm correctly. There's a catch, of course. This edge is downstream of the desire for leverage. The desire for leverage doesn't happen all the time. People are either hating crypto or they're loving it. They're coming back to love it right now, so the basis is going up. But when you blend an algorithmic coin picking strategy like Trend, picking all the strongest coins, and you're also collecting interest payments, you end up making a ton of money. Sound too good to be true? Our total FinRev accounts grew from 10 million to 20 million in 12 months. This isn't some theoretical number. This is real US dollars AUM. So in real time, even as you're watching this presentation, everyone holding a FinRev account is stepping closer and closer to their freedom number. Best of all, this all happens on autopilot. You aren't lifting a finger. In fact, after you set up with FinRev, you can literally check in just once a year to enjoy the wealth that FinRev has automatically built for you. That's why FinRev Platinum is the premier algorithmic trading system. It's the fastest way to reach your freedom number. It's also the safest, most reliable, no luck needed way to cement your status as a crypto millionaire. And who's impressed so far? Since you've stuck with me through this presentation, I'm guessing you're here because you're serious about building $1 million portfolio. And you're ready to grab freedom by the balls and make it yours. You also understand that algorithmic trading has been solved. This is not something that's going to be solved. It has been solved. And the elite 0.1%, they've been growing their wealth, which until today has been kept secret from you. But now you know how they're doing it. I've hired those same guys and quants to build those same systems. But because we're executing in crypto, not the traditional finance markets, it just works much better. So I've also shown you the 2 tiers of FinRev. Now, the first tier of FinRev is called FinRev Gold. It generates roughly 100% per year using the trend following algorithm. These results are available in real time off the blockchain, and you can get that from finrev.trade, our website. And let me just copy and paste this into chat. Anyone who wants to check on this in real time. And you can see with each peak on this graph, the lows get higher. Peak, higher low. Peak, higher low. Peak, higher low. Peak, higher low. So it's, to be honest, it's not exciting. It's boring. Like it really is. It's not, it hasn't got the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat that trading like meme coins has. But at the end of the year, we show a big profit. And remember, every single member of FinRev Gold gets the same 100% returns every year, whether that's me, my father, all of our people who work here. Everyone gets the same returns. You aren't picking any coins. You aren't trading actively. You're not like, oh, I missed this one. I got that one. And it means you literally can't screw this up. And I'll show you in a moment how you can sign up today. And all you have to do is connect FinRev Gold to your exchange of choice. That's important. We never take custody of your coins. You just connect it to your exchange. But I do want to make one caveat. And this is important. If you're the kind of person that needs to make 100x next month or in the next few months, this is not for you. The mechanisms of these algorithms, they work best in minimum timeframes of 1 year. And you got to remember that compounding works with time. There's no such thing as get rich quick, except by taking a lot of luck. I would rather get rich slow without taking luck than get rich quickly taking a lot of luck. And because some of these shit coins that go up 100x in a week, like yesterday's jelly. Let's just take a look at it. So it went up pretty fast. This is a 1 hour chart, but also went down pretty fast too. Went from 25 cents back down to 9 cents from a fraction of a cent. If you're capable of doing that, well, I am sometimes, but it's just gambling. Now, you got to understand as a rational investor, slinging shit coins is just gambling. Like I do it, I enjoy it, I like it, I think I've got an edge, but I'm not putting all of my eggs in the, I hope I get lucky on a meme coin basket. I'm using systems like FinRev to build consistent, reliable wealth that compounds every year. So if you have a short term, I got to get rich by next month perspective, this is not right for you. Now, every FinRev account can be custom tailored to your personal risk tolerance levels. So basically, if you're more risk averse, you can have FinRev make less risky trades. There's no free lunch though, so lower risk is lower return, but it also means lower drawdowns. And a lot of people prefer a smooth upward curve. And vice versa, if you can stomach more risk, you can set your targets higher and it'll get you high returns with higher drawdowns. So that means overall, bigger overall upward trend, but more ups and downs along the way, because taking more risk is risky, right? So let me show you what you get with each tier of FinRev. So along with getting access to the trend following gold system, you get 3 years of fully automated trading with FinRev for $6,500. You also get $500 USDT bonus to get trading right away. If you book today at the end of this call, you get that. Now, you get VIP onboarding with one of our expert crypto trader coaches. That's someone who has his own money in FinRev, an expert professional trader, someone on my level or Ian's level or Maurizio's level, not some customer service monkey. You get the same comprehensive stats and monitoring that you get the same comprehensive stats and monitoring that I showed you today. You can delay starting or pause at any time. So you think hyperliquid's going to go through the roof? You can pause it, dump it in hype, quick 5x, stick it back in this for safety, and I encourage that. So if you're serious about joining FinRev, make sure you get your calls booked today to lock in your $500 USDT gift. Now, that comes down to around $2,100 per year or just $180 a month. And as I mentioned earlier, the reason we bundle access in 3 years is because we only want members who view wealth building as a long-term game. What happens at the end of those 3 years? Do I sting you for another $6,500? No. All I want after the first 3 years is I want 20% of the profits we made together. I mean, you're smart. You probably already know get rich quick is a lie, but get rich within a few years is real. And this is the realistic way we can build wealth. I've built my millions slowly, frustratingly slowly. Every one of my millionaire buddies have all done the same. We let compounding make us rich, but the good news is FinRev will do the compounding for you. And of course, I understand 6,500 is a big investment. So if you need a payment plan, you need a smaller commitment, you need a longer commitment, I want FinRev to be accessible for everyone. Just book a call and discuss it with the onboarding team. It's not some sort of sales thing. It's like actual onboarding. At the end of the day, hopefully you understand by now that $6,500 to get access to a fully automated algorithmic trading system, same type used by billion-dollar Wall Street hedge funds. It's a small sum compared to the millions you'll have over the next few years. But if you want the best of the best, and you'd rather get 243% returns over 100%, if you'd want to do it twice as fast, then we have FinRev Platinum. FinRev Platinum is our flagship product. It's the tier that offers the highest returns. Uses trend following, uses cross-sectional carry, uses cross-sectional momentum, it uses basis trading to generate even higher returns. We're targeting 243% per year. Over FinRev Platinum's very solid 93% returns. Of course, you get everything from the from the gold tier 2. So you get the $500 UST bonus, you get 3 years of automated algorithmic trading, you get a VIP onboarding with one of our expert trader coaches, you get the same stats and monitoring. We completely design the system for your goals. So this is where it differs. So you can run multiple accounts, you can run multiple risk levels, you can have a safe and steady account and a bet and a swing for the fences account. You can split your risk up between different exchanges. And you automatically get grandfathered into our new systems as they come. You get 3 FinRev accounts instead of just one. It's a huge advantage. I'll show you why. With FinRev Gold, you get 1 account, which is your main account. But with FinRev Platinum, you get 3. Each account can be tailored to run different levels of risk and return. For example, you have one safe account where you put in most of your money. Lower risk targets, less ups and downs, you know, 20% drawdowns. And you can set up a second account so you can grow it like a college fund. And you can have a third account set at high volatility, a more fun account. For example, one of our developers is a bit of a degen. He wanted to test what would happen at maximum volatility, and he flipped this account with $243 into $13,000. Of course, he's had wild swings along the way, but still he did it, like $243 into 13 grand. It's really amazing. Again, I would tell you, don't do that with your main account. But if you want to throw $1,000, $5,000 at something like that and swing for the fence, yeah, get behind it. Get behind it. So when you get 3 accounts with FinRev Platinum, the options are there. So you can have more flexibility in your portfolio. In terms of the investment to get started, the highest tier we have available, you can become a member of FinRev Platinum today for just $9,500. Again, you get all the benefits of gold. So we'll top your account up with $500 USDT just so you can get started as soon as possible when you book that call today. So book the call today. All of those ones are going to be flagged from finrev.trade/call. All of those are going to be flagged. You get an additional $500. So go here, fill out our quick intake form. It just gives us some insight into what your plans are. Then you book in for a quick chat with our enrolling team. This is a no sale. It's not a sales thing, right? Like it's a no obligation, no pressure, not signing up for anything. Just a quick chat to make sure that you are a good fit for the system and answer all your questions. If you're smart, you're going to have further technical questions. You're going to want more info. This is what that call is for. Now, last but not least, becoming a member of FinRev today gets you exclusive access to the Trend Token airdrop. My team and I, we're working on building our own token. So my ultimate vision is to bring all of this onto the hyperliquid blockchain, tie it to a coin, the Trend coin. And just like hyperliquid, I'm going to give an airdrop, which is just ridiculously, obscenely generous. And the token itself gets in USDC the 20% of the trend following profits that we take at the end of the 3 years. So most altcoins want you to accept payment in whatever their altcoin is. They want you to accept these magic bean coins. The Trend token is going to pay out in US dollars. So it's the first, and I believe the only token that's going to pay out in US dollars. And I think that's a game changer, and I'm going to give it to you. And we can do this because FinRev actually makes money. So we can program a smart contract to pay out USDC profits to holders of the Trend token. So if you've ever wanted to be part of a big crypto coin launch, one that's backed by a business model and a product that generates revenue, everyone everyone who buys FinRev is eligible for the airdrop. FinRev Platinum holders are going to get the biggest trend airdrop. And so go here, just fill out the form. Takes you 2 minutes. Let's get after it. Yeah, any questions?
That was awesome, man. I am just grabbing the link now. So we've had a really switched on crowd today who've been asking a lot of general sort of technical questions, which I've been answering along the way, just about exchanges. So I think we can, I don't think we need to worry too much about that. There's been a lot of excitement for people that are already on FinRev that are doing well at the moment, you know, people that have been with us for longer than a year now. And they're like, yeah, you know, they've been replying to other people saying, I get it, you know, you've been in it a month and you want to see something, but I've been in it a bit longer and I am seeing something and the plan's coming together for me. And that's just, that really is awesome.
Yeah, so if you look at FinRev over the last 4 years, it's only been profitable 52% of days. It's not profitable every day. It's only made money 52% of days. But because it makes more money on the days that it wins than it loses on the days where it loses,
yeah,
you can see where I'm going with this. It's like, it's not how often you win, it's how much you make when you win and how much you lose when you lose. So it has what's called, in technical terms, positive skew. So when it wins more than it loses. That's what positive skew means.
nice.
Frank and Biz, if you want to just pay the renewal fee, of course, we're open to that.
Yeah.
Personally, I really like the idea of moving to a model where my interests are aligned with yours, where if I don't do my job, I don't make any money. I think that's, in the long run, that's the sensible thing, is the idea where, sorry, Evan, in the long run, you want your manager to be eating when you're eating. You don't want your manager to be able to make money just by growing AUM.
Absolutely.
What should you do about Hype? You should buy Hype. Hype is rocking today. This is today. In the time we've been talking, it's gone from 27,845, 27,617 to 27,845.
Well, it was at $20 just a couple of days ago.
I love this coin, dude. You got some of this, right?
Oh yeah, I have. Yeah, I'm staked as well.
You didn't cheat your airdrop.
No. I kept mine and I've staked mine and yeah, waiting for the second airdrop.
Me too.
Nice.
PM Green Bay, I see your comments in chat.
Yeah.
You can use Hype if you use a VPN if you're in America. We've got hundreds of people doing that. And you know, since Trump has changed the game for all that stuff.
Here's a good question from Adam Scott. He's been using the manual version of FinRev, and obviously, well, he's saying that his results haven't been great so far.
Let me show you my own results, which also haven't been great. Let me show you the last 90 days. Oh, actually, not logged in.
Any 100x Coin Club members on here will probably have words in their head like, this is a hard market, because that's how we discuss things in the 100x Club. Is it an easy time to trade or is it a hard time to trade? So this is where having the automated version is your friend during these.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look. No lies between us. So the last 30 days have been kind of shit. This is at various volatility targets. 40, 35, 50 is down 3% in the last 30 days. 35 isn't really being traded there, so ignore that. If we look at 90 days, it's been a pretty crap sort of, it was good, and then it's been crap. If we look at the last 6 months, it was crap, and then it was really good, and then it was crap. You see how I'm going with this? It's like a long period of eating shit, and then you wake up one day, and I know what you're going to say is I want to time the periods where it's good and not the periods where I'm eating shit. And if we look at it a bit longer, you know, we're eating good, and then we're eating shit, and then it looks okay, and then we're eating some shit. And then let's look at it from the start of the bull market, which really started October 2023. And let's say until today. And let's have a look what it's done. So if you put your coins in at the start of the bull market, that first stage of the bull market, your 50 vol got to 106% return. It went back down as low as 39% return. Went up high as 225% return. Back down today at 143% return. That's for the whole of the bull market so far. So is it magical? No. It's realistic. It's like honest that you're going to be eating shit, and I mean eating shit, a significant percentage of the time. And that's the truth. Now, in the last couple of weeks, can someone list their favorite altcoin in their chat? Who's got a favorite altcoin? List it in the chat. BNB, first one. Okay, so let's look at the last 3 months of BNB. Hasn't been great either. Sui. Sui hasn't had a great couple of weeks. XCN. Oh, that's had a great couple of weeks. That's a beautiful return. Congratulations to everyone who holds FTN. Fartcoin, I got fucked on a couple of days ago. Now it's going up. But Fartcoin has swiggled around a lot. Doge. Doge was king of the world in December. It's down down 20% since then. Harley, I haven't quite figured out the phantom to sonic migration. I think the ticker is called S, and it's been down only since then. PopCap, what the fuck? Yeah, I feel the same way about PopCap. But I also believe that everyone hates these cat coins so much. There's probably about time for them to bounce. I bought a different stupid cat coin a couple of days ago again, which hasn't been great so far. I bought this stupid thing for about 8 cents. Michi. Pepe, big move up today. But Pepe got dragged down with the market. You know, the market goes down and the more risky coins go down. Yeah, what I recommend, when is FinRev joining Hyperliquid? We're doing the integration as we speak. That's what I spend all day doing once I get off these calls, is go and jump on with the devs and we keep doing it. This is a really good question. When is the best time to add funds to an existing FinRev account? I tell you the worst time. Where is it? The worst time is here. The best time is when you're losing money. Never ever get excited, say, oh, wow, this thing's finally proved. I'm going to add more here. Because if you look at the way that our returns come, for our system to make money, we need to have the market trend. The market doesn't trend all the time. In fact, it trends a lot less than it fucks you around. Markets are a fuck around machine. So when the market is trending, you can be sure that when you're really, really happy with how much money you're going to make, you're going to be sure that you're somewhere close to the getting fucked period. So when you've been in the getting fucked period for long enough, and then you swap out. These sample portfolios, 50, 45 is the green, 40 is the red, and this exchange we don't trade the 35, so ignore that. Or we did trade it until about here. What do I think about Tau coin? I think it's a really, really good coin. I think it's the best of the AI coins, and probably the only AI coin that's not a scam.
That's really great, Scott. So we've taken quite a lot of people's time.
Yeah, let's
75 minutes.
all right.
Yeah, that was really awesome. I hope to see as many people on the inside. Have a great weekend. Yeah.
Yep. See you guys.
Thanks, everybody.